Hey, does your week tend to look more like this?
When you wake up on an uncomfortable mattress, you feel groggy. When you feel groggy, you get a concussion.
Or is it more like this?
When you sleep on a puffy mattress, you wake up feeling refreshed. When you wake up feeling refreshed, you develop the skills of a master ninja.
Let's look today at how to plan the perfect sales week. Welcome everyone to another episode of the 5-Minute Sales Training. If you're new here, I cover a new element of the sales process each week. It only takes about 5 minutes to watch, but putting it into practice is up to you. So do me a favor. After you watch today's video, leave a comment below here and tell me how you are going to prepare for the week ahead. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. And be sure to hit that bell to receive any notifications every time we post a new episode so you're not going to miss it. Hey, look, Dale Carnegie once said, an hour of planning can save you 10 hours of doing. The great Jim Rohn chimed in, never begin the day until it is finished on paper. Those are pretty smart dudes. I would listen to them if I were you. Let me ask you this. How often do people approach their work week without a solid success plan? How often do they just let the work week just kind of happen? And I fear that if you asked most people how they plan their week, you'd get a response like this. Now here's my concern. It's what I like to call the default week. The default week, that's what happens without a plan. You default to the tyranny of the urgent. You see, in that default week, other people make your plans for you, and you just respond to crises and problems. You might be busy, but don't mistake busyness with effectiveness. Is that how a top performer plans? No, they don't. And why not? I'll tell you why not. Because top performers are control freaks.
I'll be blunt. You're a control freak.
That's right. Top performing sales professionals absolutely hate it when they're out of control. But when you fail to plan out your week, that's where you end up. Now look, to clear up any misconceptions that you might have right now, I'm not talking about planning out every second of every day. As a sales professional, you know that that would be impossible. There's just too much that happens spontaneously that would really prevent an overly rigid schedule. But there are a few things that you can do in your planning session that could ensure that you're doing the things that really matter, to ensure that you're not living that default week. And it starts by asking a very important question. What matters most? See that right here on the screen? What matters most? When you haven't defined what matters most, you know what's going to happen? Small things seem like big things. But don't confuse the urgent with the important. One more time, don't confuse the urgent with the important. And here's what you need to understand. The urgent screams. The important whispers. So your planning session is critical because you need to be quiet long enough to hear that whisper. So start by asking the question, what matters most? And then you can follow this productivity hack. I call it the 3-day work week. Now, think through the idea that your most important priorities have to be accomplished. No choice. But then imagine that you only have 3 working days to get them done. You get your most important things handled by the 3rd day of the week. You can ask, what matters most? Right this moment, and then you can drop that into your calendar. You have my permission to stop the recording and do it. All right, now that we've established our main goal, let me give you just a few ideas on how to plan out your perfect sales week. Number 1, commit to a weekly planning session. It's just 15 minutes. That's all it takes. Schedule a 15-minute planning session as the last thing you do before your weekend. Number 2, start with a victory lap. When you're getting into your planning session, start by celebrating what went right. Otherwise, you just get bogged down with everything you have to do moving forward. Take a moment to relax, chill out, celebrate the fact that you were just very, very productive in the week that was. Third step, schedule your what matters most first. So we already asked you to ask the question, what matters most? Take those things and put them in first before you do anything else. Figure out how you can accomplish those things that will matter most in the first 3 days of the work week. Here's a fourth idea, schedule in growth time. Find a specific block of time that is dedicated to reading, to an online course, to a deep dive study of your craft, to practicing. This doesn't happen by accident. It takes intentionality. And then finally, number 5, review the plan every day. It will take you 30 seconds per day, max, to review the plan. But that half minute will keep you focused. Now, next time we'll talk about how to break that down into a daily plan. And remember, leave a comment below and tell me how you are going to prepare for the perfect week ahead. Hey, top performers are control freaks, and the most important thing to control is your own time and energy. Get that week planned. And until next time, learn more to earn more.